Carrion, released July of 2020. Retailing for $19.99 and available on all modern platforms. This is a horror game where you play as the monster. Specifically, you're playing a creature very similar to John Carpenter's The Thing. The game begins with you contained in some kind of facility. You break free and make your way through various areas where you slowly gain new abilities. And every so often you're treated to small sections where you play as a human character. These human sections are meant to be recordings that you're watching, or perceiving, I guess would be a better word. These sections are very slow and really break the pace of gameplay. Luckily, these sections make up only a small portion of gameplay. The majority of time, you're playing as a tentacle monster. You start out small, and as you gain new abilities, you can become bigger. There are in fact 3 levels of size you can be, each of which has their own unique abilities. And to get through certain areas, you will sometimes need to make yourself bigger and smaller. And that generally isn't an issue, as save points will restore your health, which also restore your size. And there are special pools darted around each area that allow you to leave some of your mass behind. And as long as you don't die between your visits to the pool, you can recollect that mass later. And from the earliest areas, you're going to notice problems you can't solve with your current skill set. And those problems you're not ready to deal with yet will yield secrets if you come back later. In fact, right at the end of the game tells you exactly how much is left in each area for you to find. However, the abilities you require aren't very well balanced in my opinion, as some are very specialized for a particular situation, and then others become your go-to option for just a huge number of situations. Specifically, once you get the ability to take over a person, because your huge, tentacled monster is kinda delicate, and just people with handguns can easily end you. But you take over a person with a gun, you can easily take care of all the other people with guns. And I truly think a lot of these areas were meant for you to deal with other abilities, but it's just easier and much more efficient to just take over one of them and to go in guns blazing. I think these combat encounters are meant to serve as boss fights of a kind, as increasingly as you get deeper into the game, you encounter rooms filled with soldiers and robots, and you can't get past that room to the next area until everything has been taken care of in that room. Luckily, when you take over a person with a gun, their gun is just as effective on other people and on most of the robots. So is Carrion worth your time and money? Well, it's a $20 game that's only good for 5 to 6 hours, really. And at this point, I don't think we'll be seeing any DLC for it. The PC version is very mod-friendly for adding player-made content, but on console platforms, you're pretty much stuck with your 6-hour game. The game is very enjoyable while it lasts, and I'm always a fan of playing as the monster. I personally think the game's a little too short for its $20 price tag, and I do recommend that if you are interested in this game, wait for a sale. They do come around every so often. Honestly, I think this game needed one more part right at the end. As the game ends with you escaping the facility you're being held in, I'd really like just one more level where it's you just causing chaos out in the world. But I could see where that might be just a little too much for the game engine they're using here. Please do subscribe, comment, like, and tell your friends.